Get comfortable, get on your mat, bring your mat up to a wall so that you're already there and you don't have to adjust later. And we'll get started. On your mat, just take a deep breath in and reach your arms up. And then sweep down. We'll move more in the beginning of the class. Turn to the right. And then we'll slow down as we finish the class and hold poses for a little bit longer, the truly restorative poses. But right now, let's just kind of move around and stretch. And then so do that again on the other side, just flowing through, reaching from side to side and turning. Inhale and reach up. Now you're going to walk your hands forward and just feel your back stretch. Let your head come over. Turn your head right and left. Walk your hands in. Bring your hands behind your hips and lean back and change the crossing of your legs. And then inhale and reach. Turn. Fingertips behind. Inhale and reach. And then the other way. Breathe in. Exhale, walk your hands forward. And then turn your head right and left. Bring your hands in. Lift up the body and place your feet on the long edge of the mat, on the edges, and tip the knees over from side to side. So if you're just now joining me, my name is Kellie. Thank you for joining. This is Restorative Yoga. We'll be here for about 45 minutes today, tipping the knees side to side. And so we'll just move through several poses that specifically are stretching releasing the hips, the lower back, and the shoulders. So it'll be a good athletic, restorative practice. Okay, so now extend your legs out straight and come down to your forearms and roll back. First, get your strap. We're going to start with a strap in class. So lower down, have your strap available, but first reach your arms overhead. I also want you to have your mat near if you're just joining a wall, because we will do legs up the wall at the end of class. So slide your feet onto the mat and lift up your back off the floor, your hips, and settle your lower back onto the floor evenly. Bring your arms to your sides and grab your strap. Bend your right knee, place the strap around the ball of the right foot, and begin to extend the right leg straight and flex your right foot. So getting a hamstring stretch. Extend out your left leg straight. You can press your calf to the floor. And as you hold this and breathe in, pull in the leg a little bit and then exhale. Relax the arms. The weight of the arms pulling your leg towards you. So your hands are just grasping the ends of the strap. This is a great stretch for the back of your leg, your hamstrings up to the back of your knee, to your calf, to the bottom of your foot. Close your eyes here for a moment. Become present in your breathing. You can keep your eyes closed as we drift the leg over to the right side. So grab the strap with your right hand, extend the left arm out to the left, lower your leg over to the outside, to the right, and then turn your head, turn your gaze to the left. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing the neck. Take a deep breath in. Exhale that out. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale and lift your leg up. So the leg is straight up over the hip. Change the clasp of to your left hand. And go ahead and extend the right arm over to the right. Lower your leg to the left. So as the leg goes over, drops over, I want you to adjust your shoulders so the shoulders are even on the mat. And reach the leg over. If that's uncomfortable, you can also try bending your knee and see how that feels. And maybe you can bring your foot all the way to the floor with your shoulder still on the mat. So the leg is out to the side. And you may have to pick your shoulders up and set them down evenly. Look over to the right. With the spine in a twisting position, your breathing's constricted slightly just because of that twist. So smooth out your breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And be sure that you're turning your chin towards the right. You want to keep mobility in your neck, just like the spine and the hip. Begin to lift your leg up. Bend your knee. Remove the strap. Place your ankle on your knee. Supine pigeon pose. You can just lay the strap on your chest. Right hand on the outside of your knee. Hand behind the calf. And flex your feet. Get your lower back settled onto the floor. Pressing the knee out. Rotate your foot around one direction and then rotate the other way. Just notice the sensations that you're feeling in the ankle, opening up. And then also the knee or the hip right here. In fact, really press that knee away, but then pull the leg towards the right, energetically more than physically. So not moving the ankle off of the leg, but kind of pulling, so pressing out and pulling out to the side. Okay, so place that right foot on the floor, extend the left leg up, strap around the left foot, leg goes straight up, and as your leg goes straight up, reach your hands up and grab the strap on either side, and then let the weight of your arms pull your leg towards you. Lower back on the floor and start to extend out your right leg. Notice what happens to your back as you extend the leg. If it really arches and rounds up, then I want you to pick your foot up and just kind of place your foot flat on the floor. Your back should be flat or neutral. So extending out the right leg, and you take your right hand and press into the top of the right thigh. Right there, so that you have that leg extended fully and glute is down. As the leg comes up higher, it can tend to lift. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale and grab the strap with your left hand. And the right arm goes over to the right. Lower your leg over. To the left and look over to the right. So inner thigh stretching. You want to turn your heel up and your toes down just slightly. Not a big tilt, just a slight tilt. You can close your eyes or keep them open. And begin to lift your leg straight up. Change the grip of your hand to the other hand and reach the left arm over to the left and let your leg drop over to the right. And as your leg goes over, make those little adjustments with your shoulders, just picking your shoulders up and setting them down. And once your left shoulder lifts up, just that's where you stop descending or bringing the leg down over to the other side. And look over towards the left. So you get that nice stretch in your neck. So relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, being present. So this class isn't about trying to not think. Thoughts, of course, come to your mind constantly. It's how we're wired. The idea is to not ponder or predict or try to analyze your thoughts. Don't attach to them. Just let them go. Recognize they've come to your mind, and then let them go. And be present. Now lift your leg up, and we're going to go the other side. So leg straight up, and reach out with your left hand, and reach the right arm over to the right. Let your leg come over to the right. Begin to lift your leg, bend your knee, and going into supine pigeon pose, place your ankle on your knee, and you want to flex your feet. Once you're there, press your ankle into your knee, and reach through and grab the hamstring and pull the leg in. You can use your elbow to push the opposite knee away, or you can use your hand to push the knee away. So hand behind the thigh, and then remember to pull the knee out. So not moving the ankle, but energetically drawing the leg out. So you feel the outside hip stretching. Now bring your ankle off your knee, hug the legs into your body. And then cross your ankles and roll up. Come onto all fours, your hands and your knees. Let's cat-cow a few times. So hands on the mat, spread your fingers, press the top of your feet into the floor, lower your belly down and look forward. And exhale and round your spine. So tuck the pelvis, let the head come between the arms. Lower your belly down and look forward. Exhale. Round. Push into the floor. Lower again. One more time. Cow pose and then cat. The neutral spine. Bend your body to the side, to the left, and then bend your body to the right. So getting a side stretch. So think about the ribs opening up on one side and closing on the other, or coming closer together. Do that again. Walk your hands in. And here, there's a couple things we can do. You can use a block if you have one, and if you don't have a block, take your pillow and place it on your mat like this, because you're going to use it to place your hand. Bring your right foot forward, and just use your hand. The thigh is not going onto the pillow. I'm just using that as a potential prop that you may not have. Having a block, right? So blocks are Probably harder to find than pillows. Everybody has a pillow. Not many people have blocks. Book could substitute, but that would be hard to find one this large. Anyway, look forward. And then exhale, shift your hips back and flex your foot. Lift your heart. So right here, place your hand on something, or if you want to, you can bring your hand down for it to the floor. And flatten your back, square your shoulders, flex your foot. Then put your foot flat, shift your hips forward. Stretching your flexors right there in the front of the hip. Look forward, inhale. And then as you exhale, drape your body over that forward leg. Your knees over your ankle, your toes pressing into the mat, palms on the floor flat. Inhaling, abs in, exhaling. Walk your hands underneath the knee or underneath the legs and lift up your body. Balancing, taking a knee. Reach the right arm up and then over. Left arm up and over. Your right leg is forward. The left arm up and over. Bring the shoulder back. So stretching through the IT band, the side of the hip, up the side of the body. Inhale. And let's change sides. So place your right knee down. First, standing on your shins, on your knees. Reach your arms up. And then sweep the arms down to your sides. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your sides. Now changing legs. You'll bring the opposite leg forward, your left. Shift your hips forward. Move your pillow or block on the inside of your foot. Make sure your knee back there is comfortable. If it's not, then place the blanket underneath your knees. In fact, we can do that right now. So let's grab the blanket. Take a moment. Place the blanket underneath your knees. If you haven't already, you may have already done that. Place your left foot forward, shift your hips forward, and then block, hand, inhale. Your flexors stretching in the front of the hip, and you're mindful of the foot behind you, pressing your foot into the floor. And then shift your hips back, flex your foot. There's your hamstring, hello. Abs contracted, back flat. Foot on the floor, shift your hips and look forward. Flexors, front of the hip on that right side. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, lower your body over, draping over the leg. And just hang out here for a few breaths. The intention is to stretch the right side, the right hip, the psoas muscles, keeping them limber, supple, to keep the lower back healthy. These are the muscles that shorten because of sitting and being in hip flexion more than standing, unless you stand a lot. All right, so now lift up. One more time, flex your foot in the front, inhale. Exhale, lower your chest towards your thigh. Put your hands flat on something. Now let's take a knee. Left foot on the floor. Lift up your chest. Knee over ankle. Hip over knee. Reach down and reach over. So the knee that's down, that's the side where your arm is going over. If you notice, up and over, and then you can kind of turn your chin maybe So this is stretching through the side of your arm, through the lat, down the hip, down to the hip, the TFL muscle right in front of the hip that connects to the IT band. You runners especially, this is a great stretch for you, often. And now, release. Let's sit on your blanket. You can use your block if you have one, or your pillow. Place your right foot on the inner thigh of the left leg. You may put a block underneath your knee or the pillow, just to have support if you need that. Reach both arms up, and we're going to twist towards the right, so the bent knee side. Place your fingertips behind the hip and turn. And breathe. You can just let that left foot go. No need to contract or flex the foot. Inhale and reach. Both arms up, and then lift that foot, place it on the other side of your left knee, and now we're going to twist again. Same thing, but now a little bit different because your foot's on the other side and your hip is going to get a little more of the stretch. Reach your fingertips and lower back specifically. Fingertips behind the hip and look over your shoulder and breathe. And then start to untwist, let your leg go, extend that leg out straight, and then both legs out, walk your hands forward, inhale, flat back, lower down, breathe in, exhale, flat back, and lower down more, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale and lift up. Place your left foot on the inner thigh. You can bring your block underneath your knee, underneath your leg, and sit up tall first. Find your sitting bones. There they are. Reach up, and then exhale and twist. So place your hand on the outside of your leg and look over your shoulder. Good. Now look forward. Move the block. Place your foot on the outside of your knee and reach around and grab your knee, flex your foot, and look over your shoulder. So you're hugging the leg in and using that as leverage to turn just a little bit more. Nothing too intense here. I should say that restorative yoga isn't coming to an edge, but just coming to a stretch. Gently stretching the body, softening the body as you stretch. And then all of our props are there to support in a comfortable way as you stretch. Good. Now look forward, release your leg, extend it out straight. And again, both legs out straight. Walk your hands down the legs. Look forward. Inhale. Exhale, lower more. So flat back. You want to keep this part of your back especially straight. So don't hunch over like that. Okay. So at a certain point, your back, you'll find where you have the ability to fold forward. That's where you're going to stop. Walk your hands in further if you can. Press the calves into the floor. And then walk your hands in. So now we're going to come into a seated posture, or folding over in a twisting position with your pillow. To come into this well, bring the bolster up to your knees, extend your legs out. Okay? So everybody here, you can use your towel if you want, or blanket. I'll show you in a moment. So then you're going to sweep your legs, your feet in, and place this between your ankles and your knees. So the upper leg is out further, so it's not really right on top of each other. But here's what we're going to do. You're going to place your hand on one side of the bolster and then start to turn. And you may have to adjust your hip, of course, and then place your left hand down. So now you're starting to square your shoulders to the bolster. I'm not quite there, so I've got to turn more and maybe move my hip just slightly more. Walk your hands forward, bring your forearms down. So now my shoulders are squared to the bolster. So just check out how this is feeling. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes in this pose. Don't fall asleep. So inhale and then exhale. Lower your head onto the bolster, your cheek, and your temple, and just have your forearms relax. Famous last words, don't fall asleep, right? Looking to the side, and breathing in and breathing out. Focus in on your breathing. Your inhale, and then your exhale a little bit longer. So about 4 counts to 8 counts. Inhaling 4, exhaling 8. Inhaling, and then exhaling. Breathe in, and breathe out. Start to lift your head. Put your chin on the pillow or the bolster. Slide your hands, place your hands on the floor and lift up. And then you're going to move that to the side and sweep your legs forward. Turn the bolster like this. Place your legs over and your feet on the other side. That's important. Don't have your feet hanging out in space. So feet over the bolster or the pillow, and we're going to bring your feet together. If that's comfortable, if it's not, you can separate your feet. I like to have my feet touching and then sit up tall. You're sitting on your sitting bones here, and then lean forward, chest between the legs, and let your forehead come down. And if you have a block, place the block underneath your forehead, like this. So your forehead is on the block, the edge of the block. So you can relax your neck completely and focus on letting your body restore in this lower back stretch. Begin to lift your head off of the block, move your block over. Now we're going to change sides for that side lying twist. So bring your legs to the side, bolster to your hip, and then sweep your legs in. You don't have to place the blanket between your knees. I just happen to think that that makes it more comfortable to have the blanket between your knees. And the upper leg is forward of the lower leg. So then lift up, pull the bolster in, walk your hands first. So squaring your shoulders off. Now you're going to kind of turn and walk your hands along the bolster and then set your forearms down. Check it out. How's it feeling? Do you need to shift your hips? Your chest is right over the bolster. Your forearms are on either side with your palms facing down. Good. Now turn your head the direction of your knees. Your breath, your breathing. Again, that 4 to 8 count ratio. Inhaling 4. Exhaling 8. Inhaling 4. Exhaling 8. Inhaling 4. Exhaling 8. And walk your hands, or slide your hands in and lift your head. Put your chin on the pillow, press and lift up. Place your blanket on the other side of your bolster. Turn your bolster like this. Bring your feet. First come down to your forearms and then lower down all the way. So your shoulders are on the mat. Bring your feet together on the bolster or the pillow and your knees out. And place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. For 5 deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. So now just, you can equal out the breath, not worrying about lengthening the exhale, just breathing deeply. Not really controlling it, but just being aware. And don't shorten your breath. Keep your breath full. Place your hands on the outside of your legs and draw the legs in towards each other. Bring your right knee in and your left knee in. Extend your legs up straight together. Reach the hands up the hamstrings and press into the hamstrings. The larger part of the hamstring, the large belly of the hamstring. And squeeze. And then reach up behind the back of your knees and rotate. Make a circle with your fingers. And then rotate the other way. Flex your feet. Reach up and grab your calves. Squeeze, squeeze. Good. Now bend your knees. Now we're going to go to the wall and finish with legs up the wall. All right, so spin around. You can keep your bolster move it away, but place your blanket so you can put your head on your blanket. This is one of my favorite stretches for, well, it's not really a stretch, but it's a way to balance the hips and to help if you have stiffness or aches and pains in your lower back often. So what you want to do to come into this is come all the way up to the baseboard of the wall, and then you just lean back like this. Get your elbows on your nice cushy mat, and then lower down and bring your legs up. And then you have to kind of inch yourself so your sitting bones actually are your glutes are right at the baseboard. Make sure your lower back is flat on the floor, and cushion your head by pulling the blanket in. Place your head down and just kind of take it in for a moment. What's happening? Your heels are on the floor. Your legs are separated hip width, by the way. Let your shoulder blades spread apart. So pick your shoulders up and then set them down. And then your hands to the side. Or bring your arms to the side, and that's kind of restorative position for your shoulders. This is a great stretch for your lower back because the weight of your legs going into the hips, balancing the hips around the sacrum. So the SI joint is your hip bones, and then your sacrum, and the hips can go off balance around the sacrum. And the idea here is that you're up against a hard surface and the weight of your legs weighting down into the hips, straight down. Bring your arms out for a couple of minutes. So again, don't fall asleep. Stay engaged with your mind, your thoughts, and your breath. Engage in your breath. So not controlling it necessarily, but breathing deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Now start to bend your knees and just place your feet on the wall. Turn your feet in towards each other. Let your knees go out. Bring the legs together, and then let's come out the same way we came in. So you'll roll your legs over to the side, and then push up to sit on your blanket or your bolster or pillow. And let's finish in a seated meditation for just a minute. Feeling where the weight of your body on the mat where you're seated. Feel the edge of your feet on the mat. Feel the length of the spine. Drawing your attention there from your shoulders down to the tailbone. And then your arms, each arm, the right arm, the left arm, relax the shoulders, the neck, soften the jaw, soften your eyes or your brow. Relax the brow. 5 deep breaths together, inhaling through the nose and exhale it out through the nose. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling. And again, breathe in, exhale, breathe in, and then exhale. Bring the palms together, hands to the brow, the mind's eye, in thanks and in gratitude. And the edge of the hands to the heart. Bowing your chins. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for participating. Thank you for the weekend fitness. Hope you have a wonderful Friday. And I'll see you next week. Same schedule. Please send me comments or let me know what you're doing and how things are going. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Bye.